morning.
Yes, welcome back. Another great day.
Like it's great over here in the NFT space. Actually, I know everybody like it's in the red right now. Okay, it's part of like look for something you should possibly be buying that you missed on the last run up. So, but welcome everybody. I'm glad you guys are here with us. I guess everybody keeps coming back for more. This, I guess people. I guess you get a few people that drop here and there in the NFT space, and you be like, you feel so bad. You be like, oh man, if they just stick around. I
Yeah,
think
hopefully they ain't got scammed out of the space. That's why a lot of people leave and getting scammed in the space. So really don't want that. So yeah.
you literally like we keep saying get educated. It is like I said, and I understand even sometimes when you have been received education, as far as sometimes scammers have just gotten better and they have been able to scam people who've been in the space for some time, but especially the new people, they're I mean you're just like they're waiting for you to come in, but like please give me
Yeah.
your money. And many new people do, and it's sad, but it happens a lot.
Yeah, especially like you're saying, the new people they don't have no guidance. Even like when we came in, or even I came in, doing all the research yourself, finding out the information for yourself. That was really important. The fundamentals, the Web3, everything was really important for the education part. And so there was no one here telling you how to go research, where to go research. Had to do it all, figure it out yourself. So a lot of new people are coming in and just jumping in on projects, thinking that they're going to write them up and write them down, and a lot of market manipulation is going on. So they don't know no better because they were never in the market to even see that that's going on, even with these copy and paste projects. So education, especially for us, is very important. It's vital. If you have a solid foundation, you know what to look for. No one can tell you what to do or when to leave this space because you know what's coming with the technology and everything. So education is very important. Like I said, no one was there to tell you what to do. You had to figure it all out, buying items, even
Yep.
buying crypto kitties. It was trying to figure out traits and everything. You actually had to go buy the item, figure out what traits were important, what properties were important. So if you didn't come in actually educating yourself, and you just came in off of just only the money, that doesn't teach you absolutely anything. So hopefully you're spending your time getting educated, even in the things that we say. You're expressing yourself, going to go research what we say, and hopefully that's part of your investment in this space to stay in it is to really get educated.
And I think you bring up a good point because I think many people who look at us and like, oh man, your portfolio looks like this. You guys have all of these different items, and you guys were lucky to get in. And like, no, we spent a lot of time
But
to
no
figure out what to get into. But I think so many people now, because like I said, it is always the hype of someone because they say saw somebody on YouTube who spent $100 and now it turned into thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars. It happens. We have some of those in our wallets that have done that, but it's not like every one of those are gonna. It's not like every one of the items you buy is going to happen. That's not going to happen. And so I think again, like you said, getting education, figuring out how to understand what products you're trying to invest in. I think is so important, and I think so many people skip that point. They're just literally taking signals from somebody they may be watching on YouTube. But for us, I think just when we first started, it was like we might find something on YouTube and then we just dug deeper into it and start figuring out things for ourselves and start putting the pieces together.
Yeah,
But
even listening to the engineers and stuff in the space, especially like I said, start off with crypto kitties. Then you start listening to their engineers. You start even Roham, then breaking into Rarible when artists buying from artists that because you just love the art. There was no hype. Even like going into Nifty Gateway and stuff. All this wasn't no hype back then. Everybody started jumping in. Maybe December, January, or February, even from NBA Top Shots and stuff. And we definitely bought that. But first was crypto kitties and figuring out traits and everything. So getting into this space and knowing actually, like I said, the technology, where Web3 is going, where 5G is going, how now, augmented reality and virtual reality and everything will play a role in the communication and how we even do jobs and other things like that. If you don't look into that, you and know even the importance of why that's not going anywhere and it's actually going to be evolving and staying, then you're going to come into space and leave. So it's important to know the foundation and the fundamentals of even, what an NFT is and why an NFT can be even available to you now. What's the importance of that? And why would it be important to a business or to you as having ownership to assets and things? So it's important to understand that and not just be in it for the hype.
Yep. Because the hype dies out. You be like those people like, well, yeah, I'm just flipping. I'm flipping because it's a whole bunch of money coming in. It's like, okay, but are you the last person getting in on the money that was coming in? So are they dumping it on you? So I think again, like I said, knowing those things, and like I said, not to say that you can't flip, because I think some people can do very good flipping. If you're not greedy and you have your parameters of, hey, if I'm going to buy something, that's if it's $100, $500, whatever the number's going to be, maybe you have your target prices of where you're going to be at. But I think one of the biggest things that a lot of people forget is that greed, because it's like you start seeing it, you got in at 500, or if you got in 100, and it's like now it's at 1,000. You be like, but you know, this bad boy, if it's already at 1,000, you know, it got a chance to like make it to 5,000, and so then you're waiting when it gets to 2,500, and then it gets down back to starts coming back down. You're like, well, I can't get out. I think it's just a pullback real quick. It's gonna be a quick pullback, and then I'm gonna get it's gonna go back up. And before you know it, now you're sacrificing, well, you know what? I know I bought it at this number. I'm going to go ahead and take this $200. But you had the opportunity to take thousands. And so I think that's where a lot of people.
That perfect number.
And the perfect number. Them solid numbers. Because like, and we're talking from experience because we've all done it. You literally be like, well, it's at $990. You're like, well, I know it's going to get to 1,000. You like if you don't take the $990 and go on to the next project. But it's but like I said, I think if you most importantly having a game plan and a target price when you are getting into some of these projects, I think it's very important. But like I said, you know, Justin and I, we a lot of our stuff is for longer term, because like I said, we've researched the technology aspect, we've researched the projects we've kind of invested in to say, hey, you know what, these have potential. I mean, none of us have the ball that just say, hey, we know that this exactly. But when you've done some research on some of these projects, when you see who's behind some of the projects that we've invested in, you're kind of like, okay, I really don't think they may be going anywhere anytime soon. And so our stuff is more long term, you know, not just to be like, we're not your tax advisor, so let's get that straight. We're not your tax advisor. We're talking about what we do. But for us,
I'm the babysitter market.
Yeah, I'm not the babysitter market.
Worried about nothing in my wallet. You know, a lot of people have a lot of items in there that's not going nowhere, that you've seen that it's probably one person that's done all those projects. So, you know, like you said, if you can go in there and know who to invest in, know who has the money to push through, know who has the fan base that if they come into the market, it will definitely keep it going. Most there is a lack of mainstream right now, but if the mainstream did know and didn't believe it was a scam, when they come into the place, do they have those people? Like, there's things you should definitely look for, and not just going with these copy and paste websites of saying, hey, we're going to build you this and this and that, and then nothing happens. And as you can see now with this market correction, 99% of those things, as I've always said, are going to be not coming back, just never come back. They weren't meant to come back. They were just telling you something, telling you to buy it, and that was it. And so you may have jumped in doing that, but most of these projects will not be returning back to high numbers. And so it's important, like you said, to go ahead and take that profit. If you're going to take that profit, I definitely have projects that are going to be long-term and not holding. As you know, we also in the States that some flipping in and out of things. I don't know. Sometimes it might make sense and sometimes it may not. So especially with them getting heavier on this tax stuff, but it is what it is. And so, yeah, excited to share also what we have going on for today.
Yep. Let's get started with this bad. Well, we didn't talk about that, but hopefully y'all got some value out of what we said on some of those things. But I know even when this article too, you know, we're talking about all these people, even when you start looking at it, there's people who have done their research, and like I said, even some of the younger investors, like I said, some of these people, like, you wouldn't know that they had millions and millions of dollars because they figured out early on and started investing in some of these things. Because as you get older, you're kind of like, well, this gets a little scarier. But younger people who are taking the time to understand the crypto aspect and what the potential of where it could be going and where, you know, where things are heading, they're still, I mean, they're like, okay, the market's down, but you understand a lot of these people very early on, so they're just waiting. I mean, they're already up $1 gazillion, but even the ones who are still their friends that they're now telling about, hey, you need to start investing in crypto, they're still getting in. So for us, I think a lot of times people say, well, hey, the market's completely red, and like I said, we're not your financial advisor as far as, but for us, we're looking again at what can you be investing in. Because I know a lot of rich people say, well, hey, when everybody's scared, you should be buying, and vice versa. So I get that aspect of saying, hey, you should be trying to figure out some of these good projects that have potential to come back up, and just you're buying in the red. I'm not telling you to go full throttle in. I'm definitely not going to tell you that. But at the same time, for us, we're kind of like gradually, if there's some good projects that we say, well, hey, this is actually on sale right now, we'll gradually buy a little bit of that. And then in hopes that, you again, like I said, whether it's 3 months or 6 months that it may take for things to turn back around, you're going to be in a fantastic position, period.
Yeah, especially like the younger generation, especially even millennials, they've come into technology. It's been part of our life forever. And so it just keeps evolving. And even for the younger generation of knowing that, they come into this is how it's going to be for them. They're not stuck in any type of way. And for those that have come along with technology, they know that some even older generations, I'm not saying that they are in this space too. They're definitely there. I remember they even doing some things. People were saying like, I'm 70, I'm 69. So I'm not saying everybody is just generational, but a lot of it is depending on where you're coming in at and what you've grown up to do, especially the younger generation with how, they're using the games and stuff to communicate. They're using certain types of apps and stuff to communicate with one another. They're not meeting up face to face at any type of place. I don't even know if they're going to games. I know I'm just saying people are going to games, but that's just for the technology and where it's coming from. It's easier for them to see it and know that, hey, this is the future versus it is other people to be like, well, what are they really doing? I don't get it. Because there's so much of that. Like, I don't get it. How can I use this? What is this going to be? But for them, it's just like, for me, it's an automatic click. It automatically makes sense for me when even just discovering it and figuring it out. And so for them, it's going to probably be like the same way. They know with the technology where it's going, money is going to be digital and stuff. And so hopefully, if you're getting your young ones involved or not, just tell them and mention something to it. A lot of everything's at your fingertips now that you can go research yourself. So it's exciting though. The younger generation definitely is in here. They're going to be able to buy their parents' homes, and you see a lot of that. The parents are now retiring off of what their kid is doing. So it's pretty exciting.
And I think that even the aspect of like for me, even business stuff that I have, I'm like, man, if I could just take crypto, and people are like, you really would take crypto? I was like, you don't even understand. If I could just only take crypto, I would be like, I'm fine with that aspect. But again, like I said, I can see the vision of where things are going. But companies and stuff, that continue to invest early on into this space and accept the crypto, like I said, and I get it. You have to have the balance. You can't go full throttle into crypto.
No, you better do it as a business. If you're coming out with something, it should be a guarantee that it takes crypto and also takes regular cash and debit you don't alienate other clientele because they don't want to have to go in there and have to buy that. So I think as a business model, anything that you do moving forward should apply that. That's like very vital, important to do that no matter what. If it, let it go up and down with the market, or you can be taking it out as it goes out. But the benefit is really, staying in it. And if it continues to go up like we expect, you're going to have a lot more. They came and bought it for $20. It could be a $100 item next week, or invest. So
it don't even matter if it was on sale. It's like, as that market go back up, it's like you are just got a raise just simply by holding. So again, having the right balance of whatever you're going to have, whether it's going to put it in your regular dollar stuff money, but having that crypto to where it still can go up. Because if you're in the right coins, you can do some very, very big damaging things and fantastic things for you and your family. So, but again, a lot of young investors are still investing. So if you have kids, make sure you're showing them the aspects of crypto and stuff like that, because
give them an ultimatum. You want to be on there playing that Xbox game? You better go learn a game on the NFTs too. If you got 20 games over there you play, you should at least have 5 or 10 NFT games about or investing in. I'm gonna give you no Google Play card, no PlayStation card every day or every week or something.
So give them an ultimatum. They got to
learn. They can make money. It's okay, but they usually it's just because of the lack of them not knowing about it. And there's different games, and of course you have to grow with them. But it's no different when you see a lot of these people saying in 2014 they were playing a Bitcoin game, and now all of a sudden those games that they were playing for that Bitcoin worth, even if it was years later, they were playing for quarters and dollars. And now that if they would have kept that Bitcoin, that's would have high of almost $60,000 last year or whatever year it was last year. So it's kind of makes sense. Like, you have to put your time into it, but with you putting your time into this, it's not the other way with a game where you just putting your time into it and you don't have any type of assets from it or any type of ownership. You put your time into it, and if it just sat there, even, if it took 5 or 6 years to say you had 5 Bitcoin in 2014 from a game, and now look at what that investment would have done for you if you had held on to it. It's just a no-brainer if you actually can figure it out that, this is the future. You have to go with the growing pains mostly of these brands or companies coming out because they're so early. But if that's the most you have to do, I mean, that's your time right now. What you do have to do, just go with the growing pains of why they're building out.
You say you give them an ultimatum. But you got to do. That's good stuff.
No more Google Play cards and no PlayStation.
No more Google Play. Google ain't giving you no money back.
No money back.
You can't even sell none of that stuff that you buying on that.
That part.
That's good. All right. Remember for Gary V, for those of you who may the pickleball thing competition that he has coming up. If you have the clown holders, the clown particular NFT that from series 2, make sure you've gone on, and if you can RSVP, I didn't mean to say that. You can literally RSVP if you're going to be able to, if you win the spot to go to the experience that he's going to be having. So again, I think as people are still trying to do other things with their with the NFTs that they've created, I think it's going to make those things even more valuable in some situations, especially if they do some good things. And so hopefully, again, this is going to, like I said, we've talked about the numbers with some of the different Gary V projects. Some of them, like I said, the numbers are super high, as far as when they put out some of the different things. But again, if they're going to be creative and start making more connections with just the regular people in the world, which is also going to bring more people into the project, I think that could be very, very beneficial. So make sure you've checked to see if you've won one of those particular spots for that. Okay. All right. So this was there's an article also in regards to that for the series 2. So just wanted to show you guys that. All right. So if you own one of these, I think it was that, and if you owned the pickle court, then those were the 2 things that would qualify you for the experience. They did say if you do not plan on going, make sure you do not repeat, because they are trying to make sure they have enough space for everyone that's going to be there. But it's going to be by today, literally today. The event is actually June 3rd to the 5th. Okay, so that's going to be that.
Awesome. And what is ApeCoin? How does
there's an ApeCoin?
Yeah, especially for a lot of things with this. There's different things that they can apply with their coins in their ecosystem with DAOs and decision makings. They can also, in their ecosystem, you can play for that type of coin. So depending on how they're building into their space, which they should, they want to have their own ecosystem. So of course they're going to have their coin that's applied to that, and that can be used in different aspects. So most projects that come out and are going to have an ecosystem, it would be smart for them to have their own digital currency. We know that they came out about a year ago, so their coin did just come out within the last couple of months, and a lot of people are waiting for other coins too. Hopefully that will come out. But
for other coins, well, Jessica, who would you be talking about? You said
it might be a drip. It's a drip coin. I don't know if it'd be called that, but still, when they're especially building out ecosystems, you're going to see it and in the benefit of what you can do with it. So if it keeps it value, it keeps it value. But if not, it is going to be part of their ecosystem for the things that they do, buying items, getting projects. A lot of the hoodies and stuff that they do, they're now taking their own coin on. So, it's pretty just smart to do. Have your own currency, digital currency for your ecosystem.
I got this mutant ape. I don't know if you guys can see it. This was one of the coolest sweatshirts that I recently got. This was a mutant one. I was like, why didn't they do the Bored Ape ones like this? But it even had stuff like on the sleeves. I was like,
they do the Bored Ape?
Actually pretty cool. The mutant sweatshirts looked pretty cool. That I just got in. The Bored Ape one, it was like, let me see if I can find it.
Sometimes y'all might be walking around with a target on y'all back, so don't walk in the wrong neighborhood. Just tell you like that. So
I'm very selective of where I wear my I'm at events most of the time. But then there was this one for the Bored Ape one. So again,
that's the Bored Ape one. Just the words.
This was just the words on this one.
Yeah, anybody can do that one.
I was like, the other one had so much graphics, and even because it was like a sweatsuit, you could get a 2-piece sweatsuit on it. Actually, let me see if I can find it.
They making major money. That's what I said. It comes back. They make major money off of this. Especially a lot of people have been applying clothing and apparel to them. So you're spending your money on them and stuff like that. So a lot of the time that with their currency too, especially since they're taking it, they're making a lot of that money back just because, even 10,000 items, if everybody wants one, how much money that is that they're making if they're selling it for $50 or even $100 and 10,000 apes or any project want it. So they are finding a lot of ways to tap back in and even, get that money back to themselves. So some people buy them, some people don't. But, if you're part of a project like that, the celebrity project, you definitely want one.
Look at and even these are the sweatpants. This was for the mutant ones. I'm like, how did the Bored Ape people not get the ones? Unless I just bought the wrong pair. But I thought those were pretty cool.
Like a monkey climbing up or something?
It's like going up the leg. It was like really, really cool. But I'm thinking, why didn't we I'm grateful. I'm very grateful. But at the same time,
that down.
I was like, what happened with the Bored Ape? Maybe we're gonna get some more stuff that looked something like that. But it was pretty cool. But mutant ape stuff, I thought was, what's that?
You can make something for yourself.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. So since you said it, yeah, it's coming soon.
Yeah.
I got my own stuff that I will be making very soon. So that will be coming out soon. But I think again, I think when you're looking at the coin, I think because like I said, and as more projects start doing this, I think if you're invested in the right projects and they do some of these things as far as giving out the coins and stuff, it's going to be very good. Nifty Gateway has not given out any coins. I just dawned
They
on
ain't
me.
gonna give out nothing.
They need to do something.
Coin. What was that coin that replaced that one that they had everybody buying and staking? I didn't forgot off top of my head, but they had that other site that came out and everything. Everybody was over there listing they one item because you had to list one item to be able to claim the token, and they was rewarding you instead of Nifty.
Was it Rare Looks?
Yeah, I think it was Rare Looks. Maybe I think so. It sounds like it might have been.
Yeah, that's like therefore that was a great airdrop. But I'm still Nifty Gateway. I'm like Nifty. If y'all hear us, we bought quite a bit of art on your site. Would you like to do a coin or something and do an airdrop?
Billionaires over there. They ain't thinking about none of us. I'm like, I didn't withdrew everything from my site. I don't even sell on Nifty no more. I don't even. All items, all artwork is pulled off. True.
I have not on my stuff. Well, quite a bit of mine's still on there, but yeah, it'd be nice. But again, I think as more and more companies are starting to do this, I think it's going to be it's rewarding. Like you said, if there are, I think the thing that makes a big difference when you're in the space is that if it's only the top people that's making all the money, then your people who are in your space. I understand this is a business also, so I'm not saying give all your money away, but people who are in your community, they'll stick with you. Especially like you keep rewarding them and rewarding them and rewarding them. It's like, wow. But at the same time, I also understand that there's a danger in doing that because sometimes people can get really mad at these creators. I think when we were in, was it New York or Minnesota? When they were like, it's always a demand that you have to have something next and something that you're going to give away. And if you are that artist that's out there doing those particular things, that demand can be, because like most artists will just get out and like, well, I just want to be an artist. I just want to come out and just make my art and I sell it and I'm perfect and I'm great. But they don't think about the person that has to come in and manage all of those different things because they're an artist. And so, but as you
have to be required, to do that. Certain projects will be able to go and do that, but unless you're doing like a generative art project where you want to make a 5,000 or 10,000 collection, it should specifically be up to the artist on how they want to do this. If they want to just do one of ones, they can do one of ones. They shouldn't have to come in and be required to have to come up with a whole nother business plan to be able to do an NFT project applied to it. Right. Some of them may want to, but it usually takes away from their time being creative and what they actually want to do. Yep. So it should even be a requirement, specifically even for artists. It's hit and miss on which projects should even do that. But yeah, that's something like you said, it should not be a requirement for an artist. And I've always been like, the thought of that doesn't make any sense. If you're going to go buy the art because you love to see it or you want to do it, but if you're just literally trying to do it for a flip, then that's your fault. Sorry. But yeah, art can be appreciated in many ways.
Tell them how you really feel. Is it their fault?
It is. It's trying to jump into everything. Because it be so, you go literally see it, if something comes out, the whole market's jumping over there, or this come out, it's jumping over there. And then something else come out, it don't even make sense how it goes up to this. But it's been manipulated, but other people was like, I'm going to jump in. And so it's like, especially for artists, don't require that they have to do anything. Just let them create their art and what they are doing. That's their creativity. And if somebody else, like there's other people that's out there, if they want to have a site for them to do it and it's easy for them to just connect and they take over that, that's fine. But to take them away from their creativity, if they don't want to do that, then you shouldn't have bought their art if you thought they were going to do that. Buy their art because you enjoy seeing their art.
So be real careful if you're an artist of what your roadmap is going to say, because just be you. So I tell people, just be you. If you just be you, you don't have to remember who was there the last time and how you got to act. Just be you. And so I think that's very, very important when you're in the space. So again, that's ApeCoin. Let's keep moving. That's how we got started. Okay, you can earn Sand Token for those of you who have Snoop Dogg. And I know we've talked about Snoop Dogg even, again, we were in Minnesota, of how even his Bored Ape line of clothing that he has coming out. Here's another opportunity. If you do own any of the avatars and you bought into some of his sandbox items, they're going to have the VIPs only access that you'll be able to go on and earn Sand Token. And so again, this could be an opportunity. They're going to be giving 250,000 prizes weekly, 250,000 Sand Token weekly. And so again, Go ahead.
Another example of why you don't play Google Play cards, and you get, and even if you bought this NFT, depending on if it's lower or not, you will be able to go use that asset to get, coins, digital currency, money. So it's like another example of, okay, if you buy an NFT and you go in the ecosystem that has a game, now you're able to make money with that NFT in ways you were never able to do with your standard games like PlayStations and Xboxes. So some people I know are building to go into those ecosystems to get to mainstream and everything, but it's really important that you can see the difference of, okay, if I have an NFT asset, even if it's not Snoop Dogg, it can be another asset. There's plenty of games that are out there that you can play, and you can play to earn, play to learn, own to play. Like, there's a lot of different breakdowns they have now on how you can earn money in this ecosystem. But even just seeing this compared to, if you have a digital asset that you have ownership in, it can make you money versus if you just going to go use your play card to go buy a asset skin that you never have ownership in. So this is just that valuable that even if a lot of people don't play, you can still go in there and play, or your child will be still in there playing, making money. So it's just a good comparison that even this article that we're going to go through or going over is showing you the benefit of why you would want NFT even in a gaming ecosystem where we as the consumers have control and not the big name people in this space.
And when I see all of these different locations, I'm thinking of all the different locations that he's gonna make money at. I don't even look at this as fan. Okay, I'm going to play a game. Yes, like, okay, you're going to play a game, right? But all of these are going to be locations where if he has any kind of events, or in the future they will make money like crazy. So that's how I see that too. But it's going to be good. But if you do own this, you can definitely go on and earn that. And then the other thing, as far as, remember, Sam was originally listed on Coinbase. I think this came out a couple of days ago. And so again, I think as more and more the general population starts coming in and buying some of these things, I know sand has been down just like everything else, and just like the sandbox game, the land is down just like everything else. But again, if you're trying to find opportunities and stuff, with the things and the connections that they're still continuing to make sure you're looking at some of these projects that they have, and especially as they, like I said, whether you like it or not. Some hardcore crypto people are like, well, I don't care about Coinbase. Okay, that's fine. I understand that. I get that. But at the same time, if we need more people to come into the space to bring more money to sell some of the items that you've already bought, they might come through Coinbase. Okay, so again, if as you start seeing some of these tokens, coins going onto some of the mainstream type exchanges, it could also bring some more money into the market for us. Okay. Let me close these out too. Oh, here's Elon again.
SpaceX to follow Tesla and accepting Doge payment for merch. Like I said, a coin, you have the coin, you use it into your ecosystems or use it into your business plan. It keeps the currency going up or keeps it needed or have a demand for it in another way. So like most things you're going to see, they're going to be building their coins or using the coin that they're representing in their ecosystem. So I wish there was a deflationary coin, but still. But everybody took this ride.
You went that way, Jessica.
Yeah, I took the ride, learned the ride, got the ride good, and I ain't been back over there. I know some other people then probably went up and down with it, but it was a good little ride if you got in at the right place at the right time, because you could have also lost some money depending on where you got in. Didn't lose, thankfully, but yeah. So like you just see, it says Doge. When you see Doge ecosystem, and most of them, as we've been speaking about ecosystems, even for months with other projects, you're just seeing every time you're going to have it like this. It's going to take a coin. They're trying to give that coin a case use or a use into their ecosystem. So it hopefully keeps its value. The main thing they're probably missing now are people, and even people even knowing it's an option to buy this. So yeah, once more mainstream comes in, it's going to be some rides up and down right now because I don't know how many people. Well, I don't know the cost of what SpaceX is going to make it be.
Right.
It may take a good amount of Doge to be able to go on the SpaceX as it should. If you're talking about they taking things and it costs you $20,000 to $50,000 to go in there and you can use Doge, then that's a different story. So they are trying to bring it back.
How many times they want to go?
Yeah, how many times they want to go? It might be low. I'm going to check this out afterwards, see when they launch and they.
Yeah, when they.
Yeah, and how many people can go? If you only got 10 people a year that can go on the SpaceX thing, then too, that's important to know.
Well, that's good. Like I said, I think, and I know he's also talking about some of the things that the different crypto scams with deepfake and stuff like that. Deepfake. So just be vigilant as far as just hopping into different things. And again, I think sometimes when you're either on Twitter Space or you're watching YouTube videos and stuff, you hope that it's the right person that's coming on and doing some of these videos and stuff. But just do your homework. So if you're going to invest in some of these coins, like I said, I know some people who that have done very well by investing in some of these coins that just don't make no sense. And so again, that's one of those ones where it's like, if you're going to do that, you need to have a price thing as far as, okay, if I get to this number, I'm taking my money and I'm okay with where if it keeps going up. Okay, and then you wait for the dip back down, get back in again, and ride it up again. So,
and just to let you guys know, too, even with a deep fake, there are applications you can use and someone can look just like you. The technology that has been created, even allowing yourself to look like metahumans, they can make themselves appear who they want to appear to be in different ways and different stuff too also. So you have to be aware of those things to even know. If not, a lot of people don't even know that exists. So when they see that video, they're going to believe that person that's looking like that person in the video. So it is important to do your double research, triple research, check the sites. If it looks like it's them, they probably have made an announcement on another site or an official Discord. So there's other ways to verify. Just don't be jumping in this space.
Yeah, quit jumping in. Like everything you think is like, oh, I gotta jump.
Man. You got a FOMO. Every time I be like, did y'all look up anything else? Oh, it's just like, but yeah, a lot of people FOMO in this fear of missing out. It's like you should have missed out. You should have let that missed out. Yes, you should not have tried to get that. 100%.
We try to help y'all save y'all some money. You like fear, it happens. It happens to all of us. Like I said, we've kind of learned to just say, you know what? For me, literally, as far as trying, because there's just so many scams out there. It's like sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I'm not jumping in. I'm tired of figuring out if I'm gonna jump in, if this is a true mint or not. It's just like I've come to the conclusion now, if it's gonna cost me a little bit more to double check to make sure that I'm not connecting my wallet, and my wallet, whatever wallet I may have connected, is not going to get wiped out. And again, as far as having different wallets for different things, if you got a lot of valuables, you should not be connecting your wallet to all these different sites. Let's just be very transparent. If you have some, what's that, Jessica?
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So if you have a wallet that has a lot of your main items, that either needs to be on your Ledger, Trezor, whatever you're going to put that thing offline and store those things in those different wallets. But if you're going to be out there and you're like, well, hey, I'm just going to connect all my wallets to anything because someone said that I should go on and mint this thing. That's the easiest way of losing a lot of money and a lot of your assets that you work very hard for. So be very, very careful with that aspect of it.
Yeah, and lots of times the secondary market allows you to still go pick that item up. And then if our projects and stuff have to reveal, generally the time that you can pick them, scoop them up either before or after reveal, almost sometimes for the same cost of mint or less than. So if it's going to be successful, it's going to be successful. But also the secondary market can predict that as well. So they have to be rushed to jump into things. Like I said, mint is fine. You can usually get it at the lowest price, but also there's a lot of volume that's happening certain time and with those mints or after those mint, that if you let it calm down, even on the secondary market, depending on how many are in them, you can usually still get back into that project at a good price point and not have to lose on thinking that you're going to, fear of missing out on something. Just take your time, step back.
Be like, guess what? If you miss it, there's another one coming. Like if you give it 5 minutes, there'll be another drop somewhere coming. So if you missed that one, there's another one coming. That NFTs are coming out that fast. Trust me, there's gonna be another drop. You won't be able to. As you get in the space, you're gonna find that you cannot get into every single thing. You're going to miss some things. It just like I said, it's impossible to do. So knowing that going in, it will definitely help you with like, man, I missed that one. Yeah, you missed that one. You're gonna miss some more, and we've done it the same. It's done the same thing. Okay. All right. The shoes,
the artifact, the shoe redemption. If you have the space strips, there are like 500 space strips that are currently out with artists and creators that have collabed. And of course, since the acquiring with Nike, that you see that they now also get to have that shoe. It's going to be an artifact symbol on one side and the Air Force One Nike symbol on another. The redemption process goes to June 6th for you to be able to go claim the NFT to be able to forge those for a physical on June 12th. So you do want to make sure you go redeem that NFT, even if you're not planning on forging it. It's no point for you to not go redeem the shoe. Some of those shoes still are listed like 6 or 7 ETH, and then you have your own space strip that may be also listed at a certain price. Oh, look, they've come down to 4.29. So depending on the artist, you can see some artists will have definitely more higher value of them. Whatever, people may like the shoe specifically or want that specific item, specific artist just for the whatever future purposes. And so as you can see here, certain artists will be lower. Somebody may want to flip out of that one, get back in. Somebody may not want that one at all. But it is what it is. These artists have been able to have the opportunity to make 50% off their royalties, and for creators. So Artifact is doing a lot of stuff to make sure the community and all the artists in the space, up and coming or not, that have the opportunity to come in and show what they can do and make money also. And now to even be able to collab with an Air Force One or with Nike, it's really historic. So a lot of people may not even realize it, and they may be looking only at the current value of what these things are. But for some people, like even like me, I'm looking at the year's value of that, and even when mainstream comes in, and it's just like with the shoes of Nike right now, that they come out and they have the gloves on and touching. Some shoes have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Also,
you said with the gloves, Jessica.
Yeah, they had their gloves and everything. They had everything on bringing them Nike shoes out. So I'm just saying, these are truly, it's a historic moment for Artifact and for Nike itself in the digital assets and the creators that created these. So if you're looking at it in that perspective, you're not coming in just looking at today's price and even caring about it. You may even be planning on, getting a collection of certain shoes and doing it like that. So some people may wear their shoes, more power to you. Some may not. Like I said, there are only 500 of them. Some artists may only
I want to wear my shoes so bad, but I know y'all gonna talk about me so bad.
No,
and I know that I do understand that they're gonna be worth some money. So I have not worn like the Firo shoes. I've not worn those. But what we were in New York, they were taking pictures of people's shoes, and I was like, oh, I could have worn my shoes. But
I should have got mine signed, but
yeah,
yes, I get the Lupify here, the black and red one, and I get the white one right here. So those price points are even still good. But the artist itself too, you want to be thinking of like an Air Force One all whites, and then you get the black and red. And so I love both pairs that I'm going to get. But I can't say I'm going to wear them. I'll probably put them in a case. I'm not definitely wearing. It may be the right event that it might require it, but I'm not just gonna be walking around in my little 910 shoes.
You're not gonna just walk around in them.
No, not right now. And some people, wear them. You do what you're gonna do. Yeah. Some people even have their punk shoes they've worn and everything. And some people believe, they're not meant to be in the box. And why others would that have other, I can go buy a different shoe if I wanted to buy a different shoe. I think these are more of a collector's item for me and more historic, things that can happen down the line. So, but if you're going to wear yours, wear them, rock them.
Yeah. I'm gonna work it out. Either I got to buy a second pair so I can wear one of them. That's the only way I can figure it out. Because I know she said y'all wear them, but they're gonna talk about me bad when we offline. They will really talk about me really bad.
Tell her to wear them.
All right, let's keep moving. All right, here we go. I know Axis too. I think I think they're trying to come back after the big thing that the really big money that was tied up. I think that they're now trying to get more creators and people as far as their building program that they're doing. It did say they had over 2,000 applicants that is submitted on trying to do their building program, which I think is good. I think again it shows that there's interest in that aspect. It shows that there's people who are still in the space that are wanting to go to the next level within the space, to play the earn aspect. I think it's going to be good opportunity for a lot of people. But I mean, out of the 2,000, they did select 12, so it was probably very hard to get into it. So you had to have something that was good. But even as far as how they're trying to do some of the different grant monies and stuff to give people, like I said, I think when they do this, it not only helps them because it can. These people that are doing this thing can either figure out how to either create their own skills of doing something, and they can also help make this particular game become even better with some of the things that they may be sharing. So I think it's very, very important, that as you're looking at some of these different games that are still continuing to try to hire people or offering these different grants. And if you're creative, you should be trying to do some of these things because the doors can be opened up so much for you in this space.
I think they're learning from somebody.
You say they learned from somebody?
You look at the two, how it actually goes out and how they started out with the land and everything. And then they actually now are looking for their user create into their ecosystem. Then you have like even Artifact, who has had their creators building and having them building from the inside out. I think it was like two different plans. So I think they may even see how important it is to offer that to their user creators to be able to do that, give them the opportunity. They're already in this space. Why not reward the ones that are already there and already building? And then, there's only so much building you can do. Also, the jobs over here, there's a lot of demand for people in games and build out. So why not have your community of people getting rewarded in doing that for you? They already believe in the game. They're already taking the time to spend on buying the game and taking their time to be in the game. So it's just a lot. It's pretty smart to do. Like I said, no matter what went on and what's going on, been there, done that. Axie Mixed Land, we know all well about that. But they're now trying to, come out from the hacking and everything else, and make sure that their players and their community is still, rewarded or something in some way. And like I said, it's a benefit for them also with the as their project to have people in there building it up, and that takes cost away from a lot of things. And you might not have enough people to build it to the way you need to build.
Yeah. So that's good stuff. I know someone asked, even as far as the for the artifact shoes and stuff. When we did the ferocious shoes, the forging of those particular shoes, they did have a site to where you could go on and check to make sure that those the shoe that you may be buying or the item you may be buying had not been forged already. So
they do have a redemption checker out for you to make sure that shoe hasn't been claimed already, like she's saying. And then it just depends if you're trying to get the drip first, or if you just want the shoe, you can just go get the shoe. But a lot of us are in the long-term play of that. We've heard the years that you can use those drips. Don't know how they'll be applied, if the creators were changed, or if we don't know that aspect of it, but was supposed to be a 10-year plan to those drips that you actually get. So I haven't heard anything new or updated on that, but there will be a redemption checker, and especially on Artifact's page, or you make sure to stay with their Discord or their Twitter page. They keep you updated as well on where you can do that. And there's so many people in the Discord that are there that you can go ask a question to one of the mods or something, and they'll get that information back to you if there's something you don't know. But it is highly, highly important that you do check and redeem those, because a lot of people, that's why you'll see low price ones over there. They've already gotten the shoe, and now they're throwing the drip, or they're letting the drip go now. But for us, we know the utility and the future utility of things. Artifact is like airdrop king. So we're like, well, we'll wait on the drip, or we'll wait on the coin, or we'll wait and see if they give another airdrop. Like, I don't have nowhere to go. So I don't leave projects I know is, going to be there for the future, no matter what. Even like I said, when they started off, that's one of the things that I loved about them. They looked like they already built in the metaverse and digitally with all the shoes they were doing and the shoes they were showing with technology. And so you already knew they were building for the future. So I'm not jumping out of anything like that, but houses come along. If you need to go buy a car, if you got to take care of your family, I understand where it goes. Like, it made some good money. So on both sides of that, no.
Yeah. You said, no, you said no.
I just had to stop.
All right. I know talking about, so as far as, again, we were talking about the very beginning. So this article just confirming too, as far as, what we're saying, there are a lot of projects that are probably halfway down, and some of them even maybe 60% down. But again, I think when you're looking at some of those projects, again, will they ever come back and recover fully? They may not. So I think you buying in on your position, understand that as far as, taking positions on these different projects, you need to know which ones are. Go back and look at some of the blue chip projects. And, because I said, even last year, when we were looking at buying some of these things, and even I think it was back in July, August timeframe, when we started telling people like, hey, look at these things, because we had that big dip down from May, June, July timeframe. We had a big dip down there, and then all of a sudden, like in June, we're like, hey, listen, if you don't own this ferocious space drip, it's like literally on live. You can go back and look at the video. We're like, hey, you could go in and buy these for, I think it was like, some of them were $900. Some people got them for $900. Some people got it for $1,200. We're like, these are good opportunities to pick up some of these particular items. And so when you're looking at some of those, again, some of the ones that have definitely dropped down, those same items that people bought back in, in the red time frame, back in June, August, after August, those things went up what, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and I think as high as $60,000 on some of those space strips. At the blue chip projects, which ones are out there, which ones are doing good. I know the Goblin Town, Matthew looked at that when it was like half an ETH. I think it was like literally half an ETH. I think they're almost 3 or 4 ETH. But there's no really true information that was out on that particular project. So again, I said, sometimes you're going to miss some projects just because you don't have enough information. And sometimes you take the gamble and you do okay with that. But for me, I'm in no rush.
Oh my goodness. Some stuff gonna jump for no reason just because the volume going. Gobbletown had nothing but, it might be something that's dealing with Ape, and people wanted to get into the Ape project, but then they didn't know if this is a way to get into the Ape project by getting to Goblin Town, and it was just a mess. So
it was just a mess.
I'm just like,
it was a pre-mint too.
Yeah,
it was a pre-mint.
So if you
So
sold and you made that money, that's good. Some of you may still be in it, but there are some stuff that, well, lots of stuff that go up, go come down. So you got to know when to take advantage of that. Some people sold maybe too early. That goes with every project. Some people were selling Bored Apes at point 0.5,
yep.
and then a year later you got them up to whatever. So it's with every project. But after the hype is gone, after the activity has stopped, what is there in the project that are going to keep people in there? Are they building for the community? Do they have real ideas that aren't just like every other idea? Because in this moment of just the hype, people right now are picking projects by activity and not even by teams, by roadmap or anything. So yeah.
Yep. But I did notice too, Nike, still acquiring domain names too. So like, okay, they 37,000. All right, whoever that smart person. I know I didn't. What's that?
I have CloneX and stuff named on Flow blockchain. Just want to tell everybody.
They need it.
On Flow, I got like 60 names. Walt Disney. Y'all need to pay attention to Flow whenever y'all pay attention to Flow over there. That's so stupid. I got CloneX, Artifact. I mean, like, no, it's real.
People have done
Some
very
people
well,
then bought those and have them on the move. Some people even had like those 4-digit ones or 4-letter ones, and those have been moving well. But some people were like you had already in the space, and years. It could be years they've already had these names and stuff. But that's not a bad flip, selling that for somebody for 37,000 or not to you. You might not even be really looking to use it. So
it might have been a free one that they claimed or something, but it's really good. Again, so I think there are some people I know that have done very, very good with just buying domain names. And so I do have some good domain names that I did buy early on last year. Like that one might work down the line, might need that one for something. Oh, that one might work. Yeah. So it is very, very good to pick up some of those if you have some good ideas. And don't be out there posting about everything you have, because as soon as you put it out, somebody will be like, well, I got it for sale. Would you like to buy that? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I don't even need that part. So but very, very interesting. So that's going to be that for that part. Okay, I already talked about the pickleball one. Okay, the other one was
just to add to that one too. Just make sure Gary V will not be there. So if people are there looking to hopefully meet up and see Gary V, this event he will not be there, because at VCon they were dedicated. When I say they were dedicated, it's probably like how we were at Artifacts Museum line and stuff. I was just like, then people are standing in that line. I don't care how many hours it is, and within 10 seconds they took a picture and they were gone. But they might have been waiting in that line 9 or 10 hours. So
it was. We got to that one event I don't remember what day it was. I'm so lost on days, but one of the days it was like people were in one of the lines, and then they had to move people up into the stadium seats, and it went up for a good while. But again, I think that shows the commitment to the community and how much the community is behind that particular project. Like you said, how we were with Artifacts, we stood in line even for the museum to go into the museum, but the art museum was like, wow, I'm glad we did it. And so I think many people do the same thing, whether it's whatever event that they're at or whoever they're behind, if that particular person is doing some very good things in the space, then they're going to do that. And so I think, again, if you keep that fire in the community, it's going to help the project. It's really going to help the project. So, but again, this is going to be another particular item. If you have some of these for the book games, you would have had to apply to this I think it was back in April, some time frame, but they will be doing this on the reveal on this for actually today. I keep getting my days messed up. Yesterday was a holiday. So if you won the raffle, make sure you check to see if you won the particular raffle in order to do your claim, because your time is running out. Okay. So just want to say that while we're moving. Okay. Here we go. Where my ladies at? I'll be like, let's go. Let's go.
We would drive the next Bitcoin bull market. And that's probably 100% sure. We've been here already. I guess the men thought they were alone. Been here. Many of them also. So there's definitely women in this space and been in this space. People, especially even in metaverse related jobs and stuff. But like you see, once women really can find it out and have the power over here to know what's going on, they'll start pushing their kids in a certain direction and everything. So a lot of stuff, especially with the women coming in and seeing the opportunity, usually going to come in, do a lot of different research, make sure you make calculated moves. So lots of times, we definitely make calculated moves versus men that sometimes they're jumping into stuff just so quickly. And there's men that don't do that. So I'm not saying all do, but I'm just saying how we usually make moves and do things is a lot different. And then we also bring our family into those moves that we do as well. So it's important. Like, it's really cool to see that they're talking about the women that will drive the next bull market. Even if they barely still are finding out, they usually come in and make calculated risk and know where to go. So it's pretty, I can't wait for this. I'm not sure when he's
I
saying.
know. I'm like, we need women. We need you. We need more women. We need. It's like, what else we got to do? We need women in the space. It's like it's
And they're here, so let's make sure we're saying that. We need more, because listen, it's minute no matter what amount of people that are in this space. So even for women, I think it's like 15% and less than women that are in this space right now, or at least that's being reported. Since a wallet can't be identified, it could be a higher number, but they've done some research to that to say 15% or less are generally from women. So I think the more women that come into it, because we can say it's probably like what, 3, even if we said if there's 5 million people in crypto, and you're going to leave that side of how many women are in it, it's really light. But the more they come into this space and build out in the projects they do, you'll see that they're doing stuff in the right way. It's not a lot of copy and paste projects, it's not a lot of scams, but they're generally trying to build out for the community and make sure that they're represented in this space. So when you do see a lot of those projects, especially by women, that's usually what it is they're trying to make sure that they're represented, or we are represented in this space, as well as the men. That most of these projects, lots of times there isn't that representation for the women, but a lot of that is going to change. I'm 100%.
It is. I really feel that. I really honestly think that it is. Again, I think the same thing. I agree with you. All right, let's move on. So this was a Twitter, the curated.
Yes, that was a curated project. They're going to be having a curated project. If you do hold a CloneX or Murakami flower, you're able to go over here and do. It's like the pre-mint. They use that pre-mint to be able to go ahead and sign up, prove you have like a Discord, you have a Twitter, you may follow someone, you have to connect your wallet. But Artifact is putting things out there, especially for some curated projects that they have. So maybe artists that are already creating this space are coming up, and so this one will have 200 spots. But you do have to do the full process of making sure these are the qualifications and requirements, the price you must have in your wallet, the item you may have, what is required. You have to follow Artifact, join the Discord, and then you can see a little more in detail some of the sites and stuff that of the artists or of the mint. And you see today is the last day at, I don't even know, it's CET end of day, so I'm not sure how many hours that is, but you can check that out too. But these are the requirements you have to do to be able to get this spot.
Good stuff. All right, so that was that. Then the Loop Pod creator.
Oh, yes.
That should be coming up soon.
Yeah, Loop Pod creator should definitely be coming out. Like I said, a lot of times they've been doing a lot of stuff in this space to make sure that the creators within it they're building out, and they want to make sure they get rewarded in certain ways. They're going to be having the winners of the people that did take these, do the curated pods. Some people have gameplays in them. Some people have bars. As you can see here, this is the Nike Loop Pod that had the Nikes and the Jordan symbol, Converse, and whatever else artifact on there also. So you can see some people have built into these pods and made them look different ways. It doesn't have to just be that the Loop Pods you have. Of course, you can create all types of things like this. I'm not saying you know how, but they are trying to make it easy. They want people to be a blender, and you can probably purchase some of those skins. That's what it's really going to be. Also, the opportunity for you as a creator. Someone can come and just purchase those skins that you also made and sold, and so that's allowing you to make money. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I think the announcement is supposed to be coming soon. Who did win some of those spots. Everybody's looked pretty dope so far, what we've seen. Man. So I don't know how easy it's going to be for them to pick someone. Like I said, most people didn't even imagine that you can build a game in some of these pods. And so it's just literally, it shows you, if in your mind, gives you an example of what the possibility is of what you can do. And as you can see, some of the apps that they were using, some of that software that they're using, some people are using Blender, Cinema 4D, whatever they're using, because some people have already been in this space. And so if you do have any skills like that already, you can already be doing some of this stuff, even in the space with the curators. And a lot of the times, it's, like I said, that's 50% royalty that you will get. And Artifact's name is also tied to it. And so Nike's tied to it. And for creators out there and artists, it's a great opportunity to get their name out there and be building in this space. So you see winners announcements coming.
That's again tying the community in to give the people opportunity. That's the difference of how that little twist of how some of the NFT projects are doing to keep their community involved, and also like I said, giving opportunity for people who are committed to your community will make your project make it be a long time project. So I think that's really, really cool. I can't wait to see some of these winners. One day I'm gonna be just like them and create some of this stuff. One day.
And I think you guys also got to see it because you see it from the screen right now, but also do this perspective of it. It's actually been an augmented with the goggles, so you can go in with your Oculus and view them. And so I think that's even way cooler too. So you can actually see like, well, why would I want to do this? And it's only going to be viewable from my computer like that. But you actually can immerse yourself in there with the Oculus goggles. You can be walking through it. You could be buying art from from somebody's page directly. It could be a game, and so it's also don't forget that when you're looking at it from this standpoint, there is also that immersive standpoint where you can go in with the goggles and immerse yourself into those pods. And if your friends are in their meeting, and y'all hanging out in that one pod. The pod can be any of these pods, or you guys can be in there meeting for a game, whatever it is. So make sure if you see this stuff, go look at why it would be important for you to care about why you could have a loot pod, even from a sell perspective or a meet out perspective, selling certain artists stuff in your own pods. There's so much opportunity, but if you don't really know what the possibilities are, you're kind of just looking at it like on the screen and that's it, and like a picture type thing or a movie. And so make sure to know that what you can actually do, go to the site, go to On Cyber, play with people's things that are already built out, and just go from there, educate yourself some more on what the possibilities are with some of these things that you can do.
Good stuff. Good. And I think Brother Mo, he did as far as that the curated one, it ends at 4 o'clock Eastern time. So
awesome. Thank you.
4 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you for checking the time for that. Appreciate that. Okay, Jeff. Okay, this was, we finally got our artwork in. Again, we met this gentleman, Jeff, at in Minnesota at the VCon. Yeah. His work was like fire. I really liked some of the stuff he was doing. We were looking at some of the stuff that was on the wall. I was trying to find our post with our picture of him on there, but
you should just went to your page.
My bad.
Yeah, because he has the meta relics also, and that's that print side of it. And then we're going to show some of the prints we have that he did have. So if you have items you own the IPs to, you can go also print some of your stuff up on the canvases and stuff that they have. And then of course the Sneakers of Nature also is the project that they have. So both of those are there. We did meet him, like she's saying, at the concert. Literally seen kids walking down, like, and they might be kids, they might be older. Where they coming from? What they got?
What they got?
Majesty went up them flights of stairs and went and asked all the questions, but then we went and met the artist and everything, got to talk to him, figure out some more projects. It is another one that Gary Vee is also invested in, but like a lot of the things that they're doing, and a lot of the things are pretty cool for some of this stuff. Oh yeah, there's my little painting right there. Signed by him as well. So yeah, it was pretty cool to meet him, see some of the stuff that he has going, some of the things that inspired him to create some of those pieces of art also. But yeah, it was overall pretty cool experience with that. We mailed them back, got to UPS. First FedEx was trying to charge $300.
They were
UPS, yeah. I was like,
yeah,
here we go.
I think that was mine, and he signed that one. This was Majesty's, and he signed that one. So they did make them here safe and sound. I thought they were pretty cool. Like I said, just being creative. Just you have yours too?
Oh yeah, I was showing mine doing the peekaboo behind it.
My bad.
I was showing mine. Yes. So yeah, the creativity, them building in the space, some of the things, like you said, getting the autograph one, that was really pretty cool to do as well. And so everybody's early. You see, it's the Sneakers of Natures. A lot of these were created behind athlete sneakers or inspiration that he may have seen also. So I wish one day they will connect that artist or athlete to that picture, but they don't have to do that. Just the art also is perfectly fine as well. So, so if you look into some of these things, like I said, these canvases even that they did, the material and how they print them on there, they were supposed to be like proof of tearing and everything. They really are great quality. So some of the other items that I have, I'm going to consider going over there and also printing up because just the quality of them also. So definitely you can take a look at that if you have some items in your wallet and you do want those printed up. A lot of people were always worried about, how am I going to get my art? I want art to be on my physical wall. Yeah. But we know the display cases. We also know there's companies coming out that are allowing you to print those to certain canvases like this one here, and you can still hang that up in your room or your house, wherever you would like to do.
And I think, again, like I said, when I think we talk about it, he was so down to earth and just willing to just talk to you about his project. It wasn't like he was like this stiff guy you couldn't relate to. And he was just really a cool guy. I thought he was when we stayed there and talked to him for what 20-30 minutes, and he just spent time with us talking about his project and how much he believed in it and the different things that he was working on and what he was going to be doing and his vision. And so again, I think that's very, very important when you're in the space. Again, just be yourself. And I think when you do that, people sense that and they want to be in your project. Like after talking to him, I was like, when are you doing another drop? It's like, what else do you have coming out? Because I like how you're talking. I like and like I said, it wasn't one of, and you could tell people were just putting on with you just to say something. I never got that impression from him. And so I hope he keeps doing what he's doing because his stuff was like really, really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah. And yeah, some of that stuff we've gone over, right? I know.
Yeah. We're out of time too.
Yeah, we're out of time, and I see someone say something about Fluff World, which I'm really definitely behind. Looking at the Fluff World, the brains are really cool. They have the webs, the spiders that go out and build into the world. So they have a lot of different items in their ecosystem as well. The lounges that they currently have, like the Snoop Dogg or something, and the different environments you are able to have and create in those. But like I said, a lot of the biggest things too is that ASM and brain that are allowed to go into those Fluff Worlds, which would be allowed them to go into like the different ecosystems or within their own ecosystem, play that game and create currency or get rewarded for that. So it's pretty awesome to see. Even asking about the Fluff World, there's just so much to it. And since we're at the end of the call, I feel like I kind of had to rush a little bit in there, but I would definitely say do some more research, see how those brains are connected to them, see how the even they have different sound, music, different rooms that they can go into or layouts that they can have, which will be a benefit in the future as well. And so there's a lot of different things, even the spiders that they have. So look at it as a whole and then break each one down and why that item is important to have into the Fluff World, besides just having the bunny, the brain, the spider. Each one is important for building out the ecosystem or your environment within it too. So I would say definitely look into Fluff World. I'm very interested. Seeing some interviews from the main people. See when they were even interviewing with Artifact and they were talking about, well, let's get together. And I was like, that was super exciting watching them doing some of those interviews because I was waiting like, was Artifact coming out now with the brain? You gonna give Artifact so definitely do some more research into Fluff World. I think they're doing some great things. The market may be down on them right now, so definitely look more into that one.
Yeah. And just a quick thing I remember on Nifty Gateway, the February will be having a drop on June the 5th too. So like I said, they do have some other drops that are happening today, but double check their calendar and look and see the qualifications as far as if you qualify to be able to participate in some of the drops that they're going to be having on the art there. And then I think we covered this also. Remember, Magic Johnson will be having his drop on NBA Top Shot. Again, it's going to be a hard one to get. It's not no sugarcoating.
They selling 3 of them,
yeah. It's going to be hard to get, but it's going to be, if you get it, you're going to be happy that you got it.
And I'm so happy it's only $400 and not $999. Although some can get that $999, believe me. But yeah, this is more feasible price, but the count is definitely a lot lower and what you do need to be able to get it. So it may be taking some people out of the market or being able to purchase it, but try to look on secondary. Maybe there's some cards people didn't really care to have after they come out on secondary that you can pick up.
And then NBA is going to be also having a base set drop in tomorrow. Okay, so be on the lookout for that. That's going to be $9 pack. There's definitely going to be a lot more of those particular packs. Magic is the one that I'm hoping that I can get. So again, okay, all right. I'm sorry we did run over a little bit of time here, but remember, if you do have any friends or family, please continue to send them to whatsnfts.com. That is our free Facebook group. We will continue to put information out there. Again, whatsnfts.com is our Facebook group for free information. They can definitely come there and continue to learn. And then also they'll have access to our YouTube channels where we do have a gazillion videos that we've put out on our YouTube channel. So hopefully you guys will have enjoyed what we've been talking about. Like I said, we just come on every week trying to give you guys the new information of what's happening in the NFT space, and hopefully to keep people in the space. Please don't run away. It will probably be the worst decision you will ever make as far as not sticking around and trying to learn this particular niche that's going on in the NFT space and crypto. So once again, thank you all for hopping on with us. We will see you all next week. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day.
Yes, everybody have a great day.